Hello, my name is Trey O'Brien. Today I'm going to tell you about how to manage stress and how to deal with high pressure situations. This is mainly for entrepreneurs, but anybody can apply it into their life, into their day, into any activities that they're facing, whether it be public speaking or presentations, or no matter what you're doing. If you're living your life, you have stress. Stress is unavoidable. We always have it. It's a good thing to have stress. It signals to you, to your brain, to tell you something. It's a signal, it's a message. Listen to that message because it's telling you something. Is it giving you value or is it holding you back? Stress is normal, and to manage stress is entirely possible, provided you know what you're dealing with and you can apply a few steps that I'm going to share with you here. Stress affects our overall well being, it affects our decision making abilities, and it affects our mental state a lot. So, you can manage stress mainly by staying present. And I'm going to give you a few tips on how you can apply presence and different practices that you can use to manage stress and control it and avoid it becoming overwhelming. Stress affects us in a number of ways. By creating cortisol in our brains, it controls the synapses that are firing between them. It's very much a chemical state of mind. And we can manage that state of mind with practices like proper breathing techniques and tactical pauses. There are a few practices we can use to manage that brain chemistry and prevent it from overwhelming the synapses in our mind. It's actually a physiological response, not an emotional one, but we deal with it emotionally. Go figure that the mind and body would be complicated and intertwined. But stress is just another aspect. It's just another tool in the bucket that our bodies have to apply problem solving resolutions to ourselves, to our bodies, to our present state of mind. In the past, we used to use stress as a trigger to be able to run far distances or to be able to alert ourselves to danger. But today, we're not in nearly the same type of danger. The most danger we might be in is public embarrassment, right? Today, and we're not running for our lives very commonly. But stress is still present in our brains because we've evolved over centuries and millennia to be who we are today. Our physiological state has evolved very, very slowly in that time, but our environment has changed dramatically. And our everyday patterns, our everyday lifestyle has all changed so much faster than our physiological selves. And so our selves are still dealing with these relics from the past, from our ancestors and what they had to deal with in their lives. But we still have the same stress today. We can manage it very effectively with several different tools, several different key insights that you would know after today, and to better improve your creativity, your decision making, and your overall well being, you can use these steps to manage stress today. One of the things that stress does to us is it brings us out of the present moment by bringing us to the future where we have something to worry about, or the past where something that has happened is playing a role in our lives. Again, it's manifesting again and dwelling up, recurring in our lives. So coincidentally, one of the tools that we can apply to manage stress is to bring ourselves back to the present moment, like feeling your hands or feeling the ground in your feet or taking a few tactical breaths. I'll tell you later, but Navy SEALs actually apply this technique to manage stress, and it has to do with breathing. But bringing ourselves into the present moment to help us manage stress can greatly enhance our overall well being and bring us into a flow state, a creative process state. There are many techniques in order to manage stress, but really you only need one of them in the moment. A few of the techniques that I commonly practice in managing stress are breathing techniques, grounding techniques, and reframing exercises. So, what I told you about earlier, Navy SEALs actually practice a breathing technique to help them manage stress in high stakes situations. Here's the practice. Here's how you do it. Inhale for a count of 4 seconds, or no. Here's how you manage it. Inhale for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 4, and exhale for a count of 4. Studies have shown that this can help improve our cortisol levels in our brain and manage our stress response, our stress hormone, within 30 to 60 seconds. Just by applying this one breathing technique, you can reduce the stress you're currently having and allow yourself to better focus in the present moment. Another one of the exercises we can use to manage stress is a grounding exercise. Just sit yourself up in your seat, take a proper seat, and simply feel the way the seat is pressing against your seat, the way the ground is pressing against your feet, the backrest is pressing up against your back. Imagine how your hands are feeling. Is the air cool or is it warm? How are you feeling? Take a sense, a deep dive inward internally, and assess how you are feeling. This brings you to the present moment and actually allows our stress to decompress and melt away by bringing ourselves to the moment and stop focusing on the future or the past or what stressor there is. The third technique we can use to manage stress is a reframing exercise. So, in case you didn't know, stress is energy. Well, it's a type of energy. It's a chemical in the brain that causes neuro disruptions, or it overtakes neurosynapses to change the way our brains behave, hence why we feel response from stress. So, stress is itself a chemical energy, and we can apply the same principles that we use for other types of transmutation to stress itself. So imagine this. Stress is an energy. It's a resource that you can use to channel your focus into a direction. You choose what direction you want to channel your focus into and pour your stress into a medium. Whether you're working with clay or molding something or even taking a walk, you can actually apply stress in every action you're taking in order to reframe the stress, transmute it, and use it for something rather than let it dwell in the brain. So, what do you do when the stress just doesn't let go of a hold on you and you have to deal with it, or you're under stress for a long term, a long time, a long duration, and you're just forced to face it, deal with it, or just be overcome with stress and emotions? There are a few tips you can apply in the moment, including techniques that'll help you deal with your brain going wild on all these what if situations, scenarios. Well, what if? It doesn't matter. What if? What is the answer to what if? What if this happens? Well, is it happening? Can can we do something about it? Yes or no? If yes, are we going to? Or if no, then no need to. What is actually happening in this moment? That's what we should focus on. Another thing is micro breaths. So if you're being asked something, or if you're having a conversation or dialogue and you need to respond to something, but you're under stress, one of the things you can do is take a tactful breath. One breath is enough just to reduce the cortisol in your brain, reduce the amount of stress that you have in the moment, and to enable you a little bit of space and a little period of creativity and inspiration in your brain. So just take a quick breath. It's okay to think about what you're going to say before you say it. And people understand that if you're breathing, you're going to say something or you're going to respond to them. You're just taking that one moment, that one brief breath before responding to somebody. And this doesn't mean you don't answer them, but you tell them what you're thinking. The third technique that you can apply in every moment is a visualization exercise. Visualize a successful outcome and frame it in your mind. This is what I want from this situation. By doing that, your subconscious mind actually gets to work on making steps to it occur. So without you actually consciously trying or attempting thought, your mind is going to work for you. Visualize a successful outcome, what you need to accomplish from a scenario, and then take action in confidence, allowing yourself to be inspired, stress-free because of your breathing and presence state of mind. Of course, We can never get rid of all stress. And stress is natural, it's normal. It's okay to have stress, and you will have stress. There's no way to avoid it. But we can apply it and we can use it if we understand stress, what it's doing to us, and how to work with it. In summary, stress is a natural response. It's a vestigial response too from our ancestors that we just have to deal with because it's part of our physiology. It's normal and it's okay to have stress. There are a lot of things you can do to help manage your stress, including breathing, grounding, and visualization techniques that we've talked about here. But I want to hear from you because each one of us are unique. You have something to say that nobody else can tell me. You have something to say that's very valuable, and I want to hear from you. So leave a comment, let me know how you think about what we talked about today and how any of these techniques helped you apply them in your life, if you've applied them, or if you know of any that I didn't mention here today. Well, thanks. I appreciate that very much, and I hope you have a swell, fantastic evening or day or morning or night.